Me encanta esto.
Hello, it's Debbie Skyrme, Celebrant Spain, and today I'm with Marian in Nerja. Hi, Marian.
Hello there. Oh my God, look at that. I was working on Saturday. Yes, I was.
It's very dangerous work being a wedding planner, isn't
It
it?
It is sometimes. Hi, everyone. It's a lovely pleasure to be here with you, Debbie.
Actually, I was thinking, we were having a chat before we came on air, and I mean, you've just been a casualty of a wedding there with your bruise. But we have had some casualties with wedding suppliers, haven't we? During COVID, not everybody's business has survived during COVID. And there have been, sadly, some suppliers that have closed down. There have been some venues that have closed down. And you wedding planners have worked so incredibly hard to make sure everybody's ceremonies happen and that they happen beautifully and just as the brides and grooms want them. So
thanks a lot. No, it has been a challenge. It has been a big challenge to all of us, all the suppliers, and maybe a bit, you know, one step forward or something, or a step harder for us, because we have become, I would say that we have become therapists without being, you know, and psychologists without being one, because they need our support.
Yeah,
a bit more in a bit more I would say emotional side, right?
Yes.
When you speak about weddings, and if you work in the wedding industry, obviously it's because something from your heart is always put in each wedding. But in this occasion, I still dealing with people that hired me in 2019. I'm still dealing with them because they're gonna get married this year, and some of them actually went to 2022. So imagine, I mean, if normally you have a relationship with them, or friendship with them for 12 or for 14 months, nowadays with some couples, it's like, hey.
Yeah, it's like family, isn't it?
Actually, hey,
some of the couples have had babies along the way.
Some of them.
We've built such strong relationships with these couples, and also we've built much stronger relationships between the suppliers as well. And those that have survived the pandemic are now thriving. We are so much more of a community now. And I know that you got involved in a wedding, didn't you, this weekend?
Oh yeah. I was so involved in a wedding this weekend. I'm the person in charge of a venue in Frigiliana, lovely venue in Frigiliana, and this couple who arrived to this venue in a very special situation, because their venue had a problem and they have to swap. And suddenly, like 3 months before the wedding, they didn't know where the wedding would be, because it was like, okay, we don't have venue now. So imagine that situation, imagine that stress for a couple, really. And because I'm in charge of that venue, I took them through the caterer manager and the director, which who I know very well. And she was really like, we need to find something to this couple. And I took them to the place, and they fell in love with the place because it's lovely, right? To be honest, it's really nice. And it was such of an idea of what they had in mind, right? A place with accommodation and very close to their houses, so they were very, very happy. But it's true that I was once again maybe too involved.
So tell me, all the plans were in place, so everything had been arranged, so you got all the suppliers, and it was a matter of changing venues. So the bride and the groom had organized everything themselves, had they?
Well, yeah, in this occasion, there was one of those couples that decided not to go with a wedding planner, which is fair enough. You have heard me a few times already saying that you can plan your own wedding, but you have also, without a wedding planner, but you have also listened to my voice saying, but you need a coordinator of the day. You really do. Even if you think that your cousin is going to help you, or your auntie is great with decoration, you need a coordinator. You need, like, if you're one of those brides that you like to be in control of everything, which is great, actually, to be honest, because it's when everything works even better. There is at some point, you need to disconnect your mind of getting worried about things. And that's why you need a coordinator.
On the day, you're the bride, you're the groom, you're the bride's mum.
Exactly. And some people think that well, my whoever who is very helpful will be there. But the thing is that you ask that person to go to your wedding, not to go to work in your wedding. You see, it's a guest. That person will have a little, a bit of wine and beers and stuff. And, they need to enjoy that day as well. It's a good thing to make a team before the wedding, but then the day of the wedding, I'm talking about the day of the wedding right now. It's not like, before, you can do your own. They actually had their own suppliers, the Celebrant, everything. When they came to me, when they arrived with, to this venue, I just got all the numbers and say, okay, so this person is going to bring the chairs. Yes. This person is going to do this. Yes. This person is going to do that, and I was just in charge of that, of controlling all of them.
So you've used an analogy in the past, haven't you, Marianne, about an orchestra. So it's a bit like interviewing lots of musicians, and you choose the best musicians to play them the most fantastic music possible, but you need somebody who's going to lead the orchestra, somebody who will direct it and conduct it. Without that, the music doesn't happen, or it happens and it doesn't happen in the best possible way.
Exactly.
So you're like the conductor, you're the director of the orchestra.
All of them, following the analogy of the musicians, all of them are great. All of them know exactly how to play the pieces the best they can. But the thing is that they need someone to say, now is your turn, and now you go. Or something happens, something has happened, and we have to swap roles in a minute. And where the let's say where the guitar would be now playing, now it's not the guitar because something happened and nobody knows, but we need to
slow down.
Exactly, that's it. So you really need to have someone in control of the wedding that day, and that person is going to be talking to, and that person actually relieve the stress from the couple. We take the stress away from the couple. They just there just to enjoy their day and have the best day ever. That's what I was doing with this couple, although they didn't ask me, but that's in me. They didn't ask me to do anything like that, but if I knew that they had loads of gifts for for the mothers and for the dads as well and stuff. So what I'm gonna do there? I'm gonna be there just with my hands like this? Of course not. No. I'm involved with them, and if I can help to make their day even more special, why wouldn't I do that?
So tell me, why is a wedding planner different to a wedding stylist? Doesn't the wedding planner just go in and make it all look beautiful and put some flowers out? And
yes, that's a lovely question, actually. I mean, from my point of view, I would say that a wedding stylist is more the one that is going to be putting all the effort in the venue, in the decoration of the venue, making that the ceremony, from the start to the end of the wedding, but really paying attention to the decor, if you see what I mean. Then
so they make it look lovely.
Exactly. When you go to a ballroom and it's like empty, a wedding stylist comes and say, and they design and they design a lovely, style for your wedding, based on the taste of the couple and stuff. A wedding planner, I would say that is a bit higher on the stairs, in another step, I would say. doing like, okay, I meet the couple, and with the idea that you're giving me, that you have in mind for your wedding, with the venue that we have and what you want to achieve, I think that we need this stylish or this thing, you know, or this supplier. So it's the one that really guide you to create with you the best day ever.
So the stylist is one of the musicians, if you like, in our orchestra, in our wedding analogy, our wedding orchestra. They're one of the musicians.
That's what it is, yes.
And so as the person who's controlling all the timing and coordinating this, you would say to the stylist, for example, our wedding is at 6 o'clock in the evening. So I don't want you to put the flowers on the ceremony bower until 4:30 or 5 o'clock.
Exactly.
No sooner, because we know in the Spanish sunshine, the flowers will just go.
Yeah, exactly. So you are the one making and creating the timeline of the wedding. You're in control of many other things, right? And for example, if you ask your stylist, say, okay, would you answer the phone for me if the bus driver gets lost? And they will look at it, what? No, that's not my role at all, you know? So it's another musician, as you just said.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's why it's so important, a coordinator of the day, really. Yeah. I mean, and it's one of the, I would say that is a service or experience, as I call in your wedding in Spain, these services, that is the most common to be asked for. Okay, we have already our suppliers. I need to just enjoy my day, and then you go and you coordinate the day.
Yeah.
And I say that because nowadays everybody has a smartphone, and you know, if you're planning your wedding, if you know that you're going to get married, normally brides nowadays, they sit down, relax, 9, 10 p.m. and say, okay, let's do, you know,
Pinterest,
let's find something, and suddenly, you know, Instagram, there are so many good suppliers in there that they can find the ones that they like, and it's perfect. Why not? Yeah. You know, I always, although I said that, I open a bracket here saying like, listen, even if you have found all the suppliers, at least in my opinion, I would contact them and ask them a couple of questions. If I see something that is not really professional, I always go back to the bride and say, are you sure that we're going to go with this one? Have you already paid the deposit, or it's just an idea? You know, because at the end of the day, when they hire you for whatever the service is, if they hire you, it's because they need a professional support.
Yeah.
And it's important to actually support them, you know, to support them. If you see that something is not going to work.
Of course, most of your brides here and grooms are destination wedding couples. So because you're local here in Spain, as am I, you can advise them if they are a legitimate local registered business, if they're self-employed. For example. Because if they're not, then they're less likely to have insurance, they're less likely to have an effective contract and all those kinds of really important things.
Very important. I totally agree with you. Sometimes, you know, we and then as well, because, you know, sometimes people think that, but you speak about a wedding and you say, and then prices get high and high. It's not that. It's just because professionals have the value that they have.
Yeah.
You know? And it's a day. And there is no test here. It has to be good since the first minute. Yeah. There is no like, okay, you know, let's do it again. We are not filming something. You see what I mean? It's like if the celebrant is not a good celebrant and mixed names and stuff, then my goodness.
Yeah, that's, you know, a day ruined.
Exactly. Ruined. Or if the photographer decide to go to a toilet in a very bad moment.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why obviously if you want to be on the safe side, you need to be covered by people who have done loads of wedding, people who are already very experienced and know how things go and develop during a wedding, and they can think ahead before the problem arrives.
Yes, and experienced suppliers always work better together as a team as well. They know what to expect from the other people in the team.
That's so important. That's so important, Debbie. Sorry, I'm just going to say, for example, some photographers, this is very important. Some photographers, they do offer videography and photography together, but some others are very into photography or into videography, right? And in that occasion, it's so important, if it's just the photographer and the couple wants to have a videographer as well, it's important to know that they have worked together before, or at least that they have kind of the same style. Because if both, and they are quite, going to put it in a way, like low profile, both of them, none of them wants to be the best one.
Yeah,
they want to give them the best result, which is a different thing, but they don't want to be the best, you know, on top of the if you see what I mean here. And that's very important. Exactly. They need to work as a team, because at the end of the day, even the guitar player that is, you know, half an hour in the ceremony, or the florist that has put just, you know, an arch in the entrance of the church or whatever, all of them are little pieces of the whole thing, and it's so important to be to work as a team.
I know as my job obviously is a celebrant, but I always send the script, the agreed script, to the photographer, so that the photographer knows the theatrics of what's going to be happening. They know if there's going to be a sand ceremony, or if they're going to sign a commemorative certificate, and so on, so that they can plan their shots in their mind.
That's perfect.
And when I'm doing my ceremony, I've always got half an eye on where the photographer and the videographer are, so that when it comes to the big moments, you know, the big shot moments, like saying the vows or the kiss, for example, I stand back, you know, so they don't want me in that shot. And then the number of times I see at the end of the ceremony, you can kiss the bride, and the celebrant standing there right in the middle, bride and the groom. You think, no, this is not your moment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's perfect. And me as a wedding planner, I'm so in touch with you as a celebrant, with all the, you know, the photographer and everything. So I will be the one saying, listen, don't forget, even the same day of the wedding, I'll do it before and the same day as well, because I do pass over all the suppliers, the timeline, and all the different information that I'm handling with the couple, or maybe with some surprises that are arriving and nobody else know. You know, things like that. I mean, I don't keep anything for myself. I always spread the word, because that's actually what helps. That helps a lot to achieve the best result. So you would do that with the photographer and send that to the photographer.
And with you. I send you the script as well.
Exactly. It's important to, you know, everybody the worst here is to have a lack of information. The best is to have loads of information, even if it's a bit too much. It will never be too much, you know.
So on the day, you're coordinating all this information, you're making it all happen, you're incredibly important. How do people contact you to talk to you about this on the day coordinator?
Listen, I'll do all that what you have said with a big smile on. No, listen, if someone wants to have a little chat with me, I'll be more than happy to try to give some light, you know, for people who are just got engaged recently, or they are in the middle of the planning, or they are just arriving to this end and they want to have a coordinator. They can just quickly send me a DM on Instagram, for example. They find us on Your Wedding in Spain, And then they can go through Facebook as well, Your Wedding in Spain, Perfect Weddings. And as well, they could just put the 3W, my God.
W,
that was yourweddingspain.com. And they could just send us, there is a Calendly link there, so they can just book us for a little chat. And we can chat for half an hour. No stress, no money involved. Just, me giving them some nice and good information.
Yeah. And like we started off chatting about, if somebody has lost a supplier along the way, whatever that supplier might be, again, they can contact you and you can talk about it and perhaps make some suggestions for them.
Definitely. I don't want them to think that, because they are planners, it's just for the whole thing. Not at all. At the end of the day, there are in a wedding, there are so many pieces of the puzzle. And if you need help for one of those, I'm here. I know the suppliers in the area. I know, I have all the contacts. You just need to ask and I'll answer.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Marianne, thank you so much.
No, thanks to you, Debbie. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Even if we have people running behind us. Sorry about that, guys. This is just my office. It's always open. That's my problem. It's always open.
And you're getting so busy. It's wonderful. Yeah. It's lovely to see getting busy.
Yeah. Finally. So happy about that.
Okay, well, just to remind everybody that I'm Debbie Skyrme, and I'm Celebrant Spain. I'm Celebrant Spain on all social media and celebrantspain.es for España.
Exactly.
On my website.
And she's one of the best ones.
Oh yeah, and I just won the award for Best European Celebrant.
Exactly, well done.
Thanks, Marianne. Okay, I'll see you really soon.
Thank you, take care, bye-bye.